Hello, I'm Alan Foster from AST Marketing. I'd just like to take a few minutes of your time to just talk about how marketing has changed in this changing world and how things will probably never be the same, and it certainly won't be for marketing. Now, I'm old enough to have actually experienced a few recessions and managed to come out the other side, but I've never seen a downturn quite like this. But I'm going to give you some hints and tips and advice that hopefully you'll find useful, and some of them you can do for no cost. So, number one, I think the biggest mistake that a lot of people have been making during lockdown is they're not communicating or not communicating enough with their clients and prospects. And it's more important than ever to keep regular communication. They can be done by email or other means that I will go through a little bit later. But if you are not communicating, then you might lose the relationship and the clients might even go somewhere else. And the biggest area of increase in marketing has been the digital media. Facebook has seen a 70% growth in daily page views ever since the lockdown began. And it's great if you put stuff on your Facebook page, you might get in front of hundreds or maybe even a couple of thousands. But the most effective way to get in front of your target market is through PPC, pay per click or pay per impression. The major social media channels have set out to become major media players, and that they have now done. There's more marketing budgets spent on the social media platforms than there is on TV and press. But the advantage is that there are tools available to enable you to get in front of your exact target market, people who are interested in your products or services. And once they have engaged with you, bought or whatever it might be, had some sort of engagement, you have got their identities, so you can do what's called retarget them because they've shown an interest in your business, so you can send out other stuff to put in front of them, other products that they might be interested in. And now is a really good time to concentrate on or focus on your points of difference. Some people call them USPs, unique selling points. I prefer to call them points of difference. Now, these are the reasons that people buy from you. There might be just one reason, or it might be several reasons. It might be the fact that they really like dealing with you. You're very prompt with your quotes, you do a fair price, you stick to the price, you might have a great range of products, you might do lots of promotions. Whatever the reasons are, there will always be a bunch of reasons why people will deal with your particular company. It might even be worth actually asking your clients and finding out why. Another good policy is to have a look at what your competitors are doing to ensure that you stand out from the crowd. So you should always be refocusing on your points of difference. Now's a good time to update your website. Google likes websites where the content is regularly updated. And make sure that you have good testimonials or case studies on your site. It's always better to get somebody else to say how great you are than you saying it yourself. Now, the other great marketing tool that sometimes is underused is the strength of emails, and also building up a good database to send emails and other communications to. Your database can be potentially your gold mine. It's one of the reasons that Amazon have got where they are. It's the strength of their enormous database that they're very, very protective over. And basically the way that emails work is the ones that you open are clients, suppliers, friends and family, people that you know. But you can send emails to prospects as long as you have a really interesting heading that's relevant to them or something that's going to make them open up the email. An email are very, very cheap to send out. And don't worry about sending regular emails. 1 a week is fine, or even more, as long as it's interesting stuff. So when people say another email from you, oh, that's going to be something interesting. Doesn't always have to be selling. It could be something about the industry or whatever is you think is going to be interesting to the reader. The next point I'd make is ask for referrals from your clients. A lot of people don't do that, but if a client is really happy with your services, in the majority of cases, they will be happy to refer you on to other companies that they know. And as we all know, if we're doing networking, that it's always better to work off a referral than it is just a cold call. That brings me on to my next point, which is networking. These days, it's a very good tool to have in your marketing toolbox, which is going to the right networking groups with the right people that are going to network and refer to you, not necessarily in the room, but more importantly to their contacts outside the room. And the last point I would make is develop a marketing plan. We deal with a lot of companies that I call it the peaks and troughs scenario. When they're very, very busy, they think we don't need marketing. And then something will change, because it always does, and they will go into a bit of a trough. And that's when they start reducing their prices, taking on clients that aren't necessarily right for their business, and making some pretty bad decisions. The smart companies are the ones that are marketing all the time, and then you smooth out those peaks and troughs, and then you can become in control of the sort of clients you want to take on and are right for your business. Now, a marketing plan can be a very simple document. It can be half a dozen different things that you do, some of the things that I've already talked about, but it's really, really important that you monitor and review those on a monthly basis to just continue doing the ones that are working, maybe tweaking the ones that aren't working, and actually working out how much it's costing you per business lead and conversion. And by doing that and refining it, you will find you've got a system that works, and you know by doing whatever the marketing initiative is, that it's going to bring in X amount of quality leads, so you can ramp it up as necessary. And what I would just like to say by way of finishing, we can help. We are a marketing agency that work with both small and very large companies throughout the Southeast and beyond. So if you'd like to get in contact, or what we do is do a free video consultation via Zoom, just to have a chat about your company, and we'll give you some free advice, and who knows, we might even start working together. So thank you for listening. I've been Alan Foster from AST Marketing.